Hi. Hi, everybody. How are you tonight? Nice to see you guys again. All right. Well, we're on day two. How was day two? Day two was interesting. Okay. So I woke up this morning. I told you guys last night I was going to write everything out and pretty much, planned out my day and how I want it to be. Again, I don't function very well in days where I'm just freestyling. So I wrote out everything that I was going to do, in the day just to try to stay on task, to be task oriented. So I woke up this morning and I came up and I prayed and I studied. And I really just got to spend time with God, and it was really, really beautiful. It was really amazing. So, I prayed, I did a little prayer. So it was pretty early, in the morning that God woke me up. It's his usual time. But I don't know, sometimes I tend to struggle with it. But, I was going to try to sleep through it and just ask, if he can give me a little bit more time. But then he let the dogs start barking. They were barking more than they've ever barked in life. So I was like, oh, all right, I guess not. So I got up and I came up here and I prayed. So after I prayed, I was like, I walked off. I was humming spiritual music. God is with me. Who can be against me? I did the whole thing. Like, so here comes Satan hating. I decided to go back to sleep. I don't know why I decided to go back to sleep. I heard a little voice like, you should take a little nap, get a little couple hours, get an hour and 30 minutes. So I lay down. For some reason, I'm sleepier than I've ever been in life. I'm sleepy as HELL at this point. I'm not sure why I'm this sleepy, but I lay down. I go to sleep. I wake up at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. I was so upset. Now, remind you, I don't even wake up at 11 o'clock ever. But today, I'm laying in the bed and I'm looking and I'm like, why? Then I hear my husband, 10:50 to be exact. I hear my husband. And so he's at the sink in the kitchen and he's washing the dishes, right? And he's washing the dishes and he just came from the gym. He's all up, just, doing all of this stuff. So now I'm getting mad because now I'm feeling irritated because now, of course, now I'm going to try to make a beef with him because I'm mad at myself. So I'm just like, did he watch the video or something? Like, and he trying to show me up, like hating on my femininity, like, I'm trying to be feminine and I'm trying to do these stuff and he going to wake up, cook for himself, clean up and all of this stuff. So somehow I went in my head that he was like messing with me. So then God was like, no, what are you doing? So I'm like, all right, let it go, leave him alone. Because accountability is necessary and important. So I'm not being accountable for myself. I'm trying to put it off on him. So I had to come out of that spirit. So I got up and went to go, look for my little jumpsuit that I wear to go to the gym. And when I was looking for it, my husband was like, I'm like, did you see my little jumpsuit? Oh, no, I just, I picked up all the stuff that you had on the floor and I just washed everything, put it all in the washing machine. So he got up, he cooked something for himself to eat. He washed the dishes. And apparently picked up all of my things that I had everywhere and put them in the washing machine. So he washed the clothes. So all of this stuff is just kind of like, so now I'm ready to just sit down. I'm like, God, no matter how much I try. But then the Holy Spirit just told me, no, Mary, get up and, do what you said you were going to do. Keep moving, right? Because I'm looking for an excuse now. Now I'm just like, the whole day is messed up. Nothing that I wanted to do. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't do anything. So God told me, just get in the shower, do what you have to do. So I got in the shower and I went to go grab my sweatpants, my usual sweatpants, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to grab those sweatpants, right? I'm not going to grab that sweatpants and in the t-shirt that makes me look like a quarterback. No. Make me look like a linebacker. Like, it's like, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pick that one. I'm going to pick the tight sweatpants and the fitted one that at least makes me look a little bit more, look quarterbackish, like kind of nicer, look a little bit more put together than that one, right? So I grabbed that one and I left the old big bulky one and I picked the subtle one. Still was out the shower. So I'm just looking in the mirror, I'm about to hurry up and put my clothes on. So God was like, no, moisturize your face, right? And I'm like, you know what? Okay. So I'm sitting here, I have this big bucket of Vaseline right there, right? Because remind you, I have no moisture regimen. Okay. I'm not doing anything to moisturize my face. I'm just pretty much just getting my stuff on. And I'm like, no, I don't got time for all of that. I'm just going to hurry up and get dressed. I got things I got to do. It's not necessary. God was like, no, remember, you're being conscious now of these little things. You got to, even the little tiniest details. So I'm like, all right. So I'll go slap all this on my face, right? And then I just go like this, and then I'm putting my clothes on. And God said, no, do it all. Moisturize everything, So I'm like, all right. So I can feel, right? I'm not thinking about it. I'm not realizing, but God, he's doing this with me. He's going through every step and every detail with me. You understand? So I'm like, I'm taking my time and I'm going and I'm being conscious of my body. You understand? I'm being conscious of my temple. So I'm like, okay. So I go and then I just grab, put on what I had to put on. So I go to go make up the bed, right? So I'm about to grab the sheets. And as I'm grabbing the sheets to put them on the bed, I said, wait, I didn't brush my teeth. So I run back into the bathroom at the sink. So I have my head down and I'm just like, God, am I going to be able to do everything and get everything together? Like, you know the woman that I want to be, and you know what my goal is. Like, please just let me know that you're here. Even though he's been talking to me all this time, sometimes God is standing right by us, so we'll just walk right past him. So he just said, look up. And I looked up. And when I look up, when I tell you guys, I had so much Vaseline on my face, it looked like I was going to go out and fight. Like when I looked, I was like, why do I have all that Vaseline on my face? And I just looked, and then I remember that God was the one that told me to put the Vaseline on my face. I didn't know I put that much, but I just looked, and then I just started laughing. Like I just was laughing, like, oh my goodness, why do I have all this Vaseline? And then I just remember, and I was like, he is here. He is with me, and he is walking me through this. And that was just really beautiful. So from that moment forward, I asked my husband if he wanted something to eat, and he was like, yeah, I can eat. Yeah, so I made him, some food, and then I just started cleaning up, and it felt good. It felt good, and I got at least 90%, 85% done of what I needed to get done, and I was just cleaning, and I was enjoying it, and it felt good. And that just meant so much to me. Sorry about that, guys. So I did those things. And then, with the grace of God, I have me and my family, we established a relationship where it's very easy for us to communicate with each other. Like we're the type, we'll have a meeting, we'll talk about our concerns, we'll talk about our things. So we were able to get that done today. I was able to get an event planned. I have some other things, going on in my life or whatever, but this isn't the place really for that. But I was able to get an event planned. So that was amazing, and I felt like I accomplished a lot of things. Now, right now, I have on my, my little shirt because I'm still going to go to the gym. I didn't get to do the things in the order that I wanted to do them, but I was able to get things done. And I don't know, that meant so much to me to be able to get things done. I thought about today, and I really sit down because I think before you can make any changes, one thing God explained to me is that femininity is not just about being dressed up and having your hair done and getting your nails done and looking like a lady. Because if that was femininity, then the women that are on the stages that are doing all these provocative songs and provocative dancing, they have better clothes than any of us could afford. They have the best clothes. They are the best kept. And you tell me, is that what you consider femininity? That's femininity of the world. What I'm looking for is femininity of God. I'm looking to be that virtuous woman of God, that wherever I am, his light shines. You know, it shines in my family first, and then it shines outside in the world. And that doesn't come from doing your nails. That doesn't come from all of those worldly, materialistic things. It doesn't come from that. This is going to come from the inside. So the changes that I'm going to have to allow God to make in me, this is going to have to come from on the inside, and it's going to have to undo a lot of things that created the way that I'm functioning as a woman right now. And you know, I come on here, and I'm not on here because I want to have a YouTube channel or I want to get a whole bunch of views. What does that mean to me? It means nothing. I don't really even know how to work this. Somehow God had me be able to hit the live thing, and it just came on because that's his will. This is with a purpose, because you know, when we say comment below and give some ideas, give some topics, what you do, that does matter. And it doesn't just matter and affects you, because a lot of people will say, when they think about femininity and about having a conversation about hygiene and teaching women how to work with their hygiene. You understand how there's women out here that wash up over and over and still feel unclean and don't know steps that they can take and steps that they can do to work with that. You understand? Like, but there's women out there that struggle with that, and they know about that, and they can give them tips and give them whatever, you know? Like our community, we can help each other instead of trying to make somebody feel embarrassed. When have you ever, because I know I have, walked into somebody's house and their house was so filthy, so dirty, and you actually looked, if you could just look past the dirt and look past the gossip and look past the, ew, how could you invite somebody out? You can see depression. That's a sign of depression. When somebody wakes up and doesn't wash up and doesn't want to get dressed and don't want to eat, those are signs of depression. So before, you know, we're looking at each other like kids, right? We can understand that people don't know how to organize their lives. They don't know how to be in order, and they're drowning. As I've said before, it's hard. And it does matter, because guess what? These women, your sons are marrying them. You ever thought about that? These are the women that are going to raise your grandchildren. So when you don't teach them how to be a woman, how to keep their home, how to keep themselves, how to understand their value, how to understand the truth of who they are in God, they come into your family and they wreak hell. They wreak havoc because they've never been taught. So we have wisdom. Be willing to go through it to help somebody else. Be willing to open up about it. Our community, we're so secretive about everything. We're so quiet about everything. And if you open your eyes and look, you'll see it showing all those secrets, all that quiet, all that this and this and that, laughing. Oh, a person don't know how to do this. They grown like you grown. You want to know how I learned how to clean up? Let me tell you how I learned how to clean up. This is how I learned how to clean up. My stepfather was on drugs, heroin, real bad, growing up. He would wake up 5 and 3 o'clock in the morning and just make us clean up. I don't know if you ever lived with a person on drugs, but a person on heroin, they clean real hard, right? Senseless cleaning at odd times, because it is part of their disease, their addiction. So they're just up, they're just cleaning. So imagine being a small kid up cleaning behind refrigerators, wiping down walls, wiping down all of this. This is what I associated cleaning with. So I didn't have someone that taught me, hey, Wednesdays we do laundry. This day is sheet day. This is how we do this. And this is how we keep. No, I just learned how to clean up real hard. So by the time that I got into my teen years, I don't want to clean up at all. I was so over that, because, you know, you're a teen, you're grown now. You're pretty much running your mouth, talking back, whatever. I don't want to do anything. So then I just stopped doing anything. The good thing about him was that he kept us in our younger years in a very nice house. So I always knew I wanted a nice home, but I never learned how to keep it. I just learned how to clean it. So I learned how to clean real hard. So now in my older years, I'm now at this age that I am now, learning how to keep, not learning how to clean. I know how to clean. But you could clean and then it'd be dirty the next day. And then you clean again, and then it's dirty the next day. This is where you start to hit the wall. This is where you start to hit I'm tired of this. I'm burned out. I can't. Because remember, we don't have the luxury like many other cultures to stay home and be a housewife. No, we got to work too. So we got to do all them things, and then you're cleaning, and then you're messing it back up, and then you're cleaning again, and then you're doing that. Then you teach your kids to live like that, right? So this is the time where you're learning. You're learning. So God, He explained to me that femininity wasn't just about being dressed and making yourself look pretty. Okay, it's a part of it, it's a beautiful part of it, but it's not the main part of it. So if that's what you're looking for as far as our Black community needs to be more feminine, I think we might have that part. Some of us had that part down packed. There's people walking around with $1,000 hair, $1,000 weaves with a completely dirty house. So then God started telling me about the women of the Bible. And He told me Eve, she was the mother of all living. Sarah, it was hope against all hope. Rahab, it was a horrible life redeemed. Ruth, loyalty and love. Hannah, a portrait of feminine grace. Mary, blessed among all women. Anna, the fruitful witness. The Samaritan woman, finding the water of life. Martha and Mary, working and worshiping. Mary Magdalene, delivered from darkness. And Lydia, a hospitable heart opened. These are all qualities of femininity. These are the qualities that we have to strive through and strive to achieve. And hopefully we'll look beautiful doing it. But your beauty is not your virtue. Your heart is. God is your virtue. So me taking that extra step to moisturize, I don't know. I feel like it was so symbolic with God, because I feel like it was start small. Start small every day. Something, and don't give up. I could have easily laid. I could have easily just took my phone out and just laid and just forget it. Like everything I'm trying to do is just, oh wait, no. You just get up and you just keep going. That food that I made, this time it was with love. The cleaning that I did, this time it was with God. And you just keep going. So I don't have too much to share tonight. I'm going to actually go to the gym because I didn't get to go to the gym. It's kind of late, but it's okay. I'm going to still do it. And God's willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed night.